Hi everyone, welcome back to our English classes. Good morning, and how are you all? Well, so let us continue our topic on the topic of From the Diary of Anne Frank. So in the previous class, we have seen the historical context, the family background, and the other situations that led her to start her diary writings, the series of diary writings. So dear students, I hope all of you understood and enjoyed the previous class well. So are you all ready to go further in the lesson? If so, all of you sit straight, take a deep breath in, hold it for a while, and release it slowly. Feel the presence. With this refreshness, let us move into our another topic. Let me put it more clearly, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world, and I am not. I have loving parents and a 16-year-old sister, and there are about 30 people I can call friends. I have a family, loving aunts, and a good home. No, on the surface, I seem to have everything except my one true friend. All I think about when I am with friends is having a good time. I cannot bring myself to talk about anything about ordinary everyday things. We don't seem to be able to get any closer, and that is the problem. Maybe it's my fault that we don't confide in each other. In any case, that's just how things are. And unfortunately, they are not liable to change. This is why I have started the diary. Here in this paragraph, we can see that Anne Frank speaks about her loneliness in the world. She continues that if she says she is alone in the world, no one is going to believe her. Actually, it was true also, because she had a loving parents, a good sister, and near about 30 relatives, including her close aunts, uncles, and their children also. Every day they meet each other, talk lavishly about different things. But the only problem is that almost every day they speak general things. But actually, when she said that she is alone in the world, she meant that she is in a dire need to have a friend. Friend means a close friend or an intimate friend to whom she can trust and share everything. And she was in search of such a friend which she could never find. And as a result, this is a reason we can say she started writing diaries. So she started to consider her diary as her best friend. To enhance the image of this long-awaited friend in my imagination, I don't want to jot down the fact in this diary the way most people would do. But I want the diary to be my friend, and I'm going to call this diary Kitty. Since no one would understand a word of my stories to Kitty if I were to plunge right in. I would better provide a brief sketch of my life, much as I dislike doing so. And here, when she was gifted the diary, she began to treat it like a real friend, or the long-awaited intimate friend. So that is the reason she has named her diary, as we have seen, Kitty. What was the name she has given for her diary? Yes, Kitty. So, because she started to treat the diary as her long-awaited real friend. And she decided not to write in it only the daily task or the fact, just like the other people would used to do. Instead, she wanted to write in the diary or write in her kitty her personal feelings and imaginations, which she was not ready to share with any of other family members. So we can see again here, Annie Frank, the 13-year-old girl, was a very far-sighted girl. So as a result, she is giving a self-introduction in the diary before she actually starts it. Because she thinks that when people read the diary in the future, they must know who Annie Frank really was, what was the historical condition where she lived, and what was her family background. Then only people may get a proper understanding about the words and sentences she had written in her diary. My father, the most adorable father I have ever seen, did not marry my mother until he was 36 and she was 25. My sister Margaret was born in Frankfurt in Germany in 1926. I was born on 12th June 1929. I lived in Frankfurt until I was 4. My father emigrated to Holland in 1933. My mother, Edith Hollander Frank, went with him to Holland in September, while Margot and I were sent to Aachen to stay with our grandmother. Margot went to Holland in December and I followed in February, when I was plunked down on the table as a birthday present for Margaret. And here, in the introductory part of her self-introduction, she speaks about her family. She refers to her father as the most adorable or lovable father, because she had a great attachment with him. She continues about the marriage of parents. So they got married when her father was 36 years old and her mother was at 25 years old. And her elder sister Margot was born in 1926. Little later, in 1929, Annie Frank was born. And at the time of her birth, the Frank family was living in Frankfurt in Germany. A little later, their family has been shifted to Holland. First, her father emigrated to Holland, followed by her mother and her sister, and finally Annie Frank herself had been taken to Holland. And when she joined her family in Holland, she had been presented as a birthday gift for her dear sister Margot. I started right away at the Montessori Nursery School. I stayed there until I was 6, at which time I started in the first form. In the 6th form, my teacher was Mrs. Kuperas, the headmistress. At the end of the year, we were both in tears as we said a heartbreaking farewell. In the summer of 1941, Grandma fell ill and had to have an operation. So, my birthday passed with little celebration. Before going to Holland, the little sisters, Annie Frank and Margot, both were living along with their grandmother. And after reaching in Holland, she started her schooling in a Montessori nursery school and remained there till at her age of 6. Then she started her first form. And when she reached in her 6th form, she recalls an event. in her 6th form, her class teacher, Mrs. Kupras, was the headmistress of the school too. And during the farewell time, at the end of the year, both the class teacher as well as Annie Frank were started to cry. It shows the intimacy that Annie Frank kept even along with the teachers too. And in 1941, she says that her birthday did not celebrate in a grand way because her grandmother was ill and had undergone an operation. Grandma died in January 1942. No one knows how often I think of her and still love her. This birthday celebration in 1942 was intended to make up for the other, and Grandma's candle was lit along with the rest. The 4 of us are still doing well. And that brings me to the present date of 20th June 1942 and the solemn dedication of my diary. Unfortunately, her grandmother died or departed them in January 1942. Annie Frank had a great emotional attachment with her grandma that no one else knows. And in the same year, the family decided to celebrate Annie's birthday in a grand way as a remembrance for her grandma's. So, during the birthday celebration, along with the birthday candles, they have lit an extra candle for her grandma too. And she recalls that till then, the family, means her father, mother, her sister, and she herself, was doing well. And on this day, she got her intimate friend, Kitty, the diary, as a birthday gift, on which she started to record her emotions and feelings. Our entire class is squawking in its boots. The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decide who will move up to the next form and who will be kept back. Half of the class is making bets. Gian and I laugh ourselves silly at the 2 boys behind us, Cian and Jax, who have stacked their entire holiday savings on their bet from morning to night. It's, you are going to pass. No, I am not. Yes, you are. No, I am not. Even G's pleading, glances, and my angry outburst can't calm them down. If you ask me, there are so many dummies that about a quarter of the class should be kept back. But teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on earth. I am not so worried about my girlfriends and myself. We will make it. The only subject I'm not sure about is maths. Anyway, all we can do is wait. Until then, we keep telling each other not to lose heart. After summing up her background, here we can see she started the diary with a present day date, that is Saturday, 20th June 1942. Here she recalls a very funny incident from her classroom. The entire class was sitting in a terrific or fearful mood because it was a day of their result. They were eagerly waiting for the teachers to arrive and declare the result. That who are the people they are going to be promoted and who are not. So more than half of the class were engaged in betting with their holiday savings whether they will be promoted or not. Here, two boys who were just sitting behind of Annie Frank and her friend. They were making a strange bet. Instead of telling that they will pass, here these two boys were making bet that they are not at all going to be promoted. It is confirmed or it is sure that they will be failed or they will be remaining in the same class. Annie's scolding and her friend's warning all went in vain. Both the boys were continued to be betting same way from morning to night. According to Annie, more than 1/4 of the class should not be promoted because they were all sitting in the class just like dummies, means without doing anything in the class, without participating in any activities of the class, simply doing nothing. But she continues that she cannot predict the result because the decisions of the teachers are always unpredictable. The author Annie Frank and her friend both were not worried at all about the upcoming result because they were sure about their promotions. So till the result, they both decided to encourage each other and wait for the result without losing hope.